very specific art style. It's like cute and pink. However, for Halloween, I created this terrifying painting, which a lot of you seem to love. Horror is back, and this time we're using 3 completely different mediums in a whole range of art styles. Oh, and I might have accidentally created 20 paintings. You'll find out. But what's the idea? Well, there's a load of creepy little ideas I've put together. Thinking maybe we should start with ink. My new little sketchbook. Where is it? We're gonna need a lot of paper. The way that I like to use ink is by dropping it into water and just seeing what happens. But it's spooky, so we're gonna need a lot of dark colors. I don't usually cry at all, but wow, is it always close? I am scared. Ink is a little bit like watercolor, but the way that I like to use ink, there isn't really any opportunity to go backwards and try and save it. Adding water to the page and then dropping ink on top. There is no way back from that. The idea is that we're creating these little ominous faces in the dark, but what that actually looks like, I do not know. It's all about carefully dropping the ink down, working with it, trying to see what you can find, and also seeing how the ink spreads across the paper. But already we need more paper. To be honest, this is why I have so many sketchbooks at one time. Yes, all of these. Because when you're using a wet medium, it means you can just reach for a different one and then have it open, let it dry. And that's why I don't think I'll ever go back to just using one sketchbook. Yeah, some of these are like tiny little sketchbooks, but it's super handy being able to use lots like this. This one here really reminds me of the whole like Avril Lavigne style, but so far nothing has gone like I envisioned. Like, yes, they are pretty ominous and scary and a little bit weird, but I had an idea in my mind that was a little bit closer to those loose portrait faces I do, but with dark colors. And so far we've ended up with a lot of little paintings that are totally different from each other, but not really what I had in my mind. So I think we need to keep going. Even more paper. People in my dreams, the last time, if I recall, was a feeling of being alone. I don't know where I'm going isn't far, but in case I go, no need to be stressed, gotta take it home, it's there. I really miss the shade of blue. You know what? Whilst we have the inks out, why don't we prep for the next idea? And I'm thinking these book pages are gonna look a little bit more interesting with ink than plain paper. Just take it slow. I'll wait to find love. Better hear the call again. For now I will feel the ocean view. And I pray that it won't be over soon. You know how it goes. We need even more paper. I have a pretty cool idea in mind for the next project we're working on, but for that we need a lot of different colors. Darker, brighter, a little bit red leaning. You'll find out why. But if there's something for shadows too, that'll be helpful. helpful. And now that these pages are pretty much dry, oh, look at this one. Oh, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna say it now, this was not the plan. This did not come from my head, it just happened. But now we have some more paper, we can try and see what else we can create. Obviously this is not quite human either. I'm getting in the flow. I just want to pop some ink down and see what we can create. That original idea has kind of gone out the window, but it's opened up all of this. All of these possibilities. Like this little weird pumpkin thing. I love it. What other little weird creatures can we make? None of this was planned. What happened? Can you believe we actually created 17 paintings? I think it's time to go through every single one, ranked, and see if you agree. In 17th place, we have this one here. Didn't really work. 16 looks a little bit ominous. 15 did not work either. This is 14. I sort of like it as far as tiny paintings go. Then in this little one, it makes sense for the little ones to not be as good, let's be honest. But it's good for experiments. In 13th place, we have this little creepy guy that looks more like an alien or animal, followed by this one in 12th place. It's mostly the shape of the head I'm not a fan of, but it does look creepy. But this is a fun sketchbook. I can't wait to work in it. In 11th place, we have this, which is very reminiscent of Avril Lavigne. That is the vibe I'm getting from it. And it still looks a little bit wet. Hopefully that will dry. In 10th place is this, mostly because I love the turquoise. I don't think the execution was very good. This yellow here is a bit odd. It didn't spread as much as I thought it would. Overall, it's not too bad though. You can see what it is. In 9th place, we have this one. This is the sketchbook that warps like crazy, but I like the colors and that bit there is really pretty. The eyes are quite pretty. The blooms are pretty. You just can't tell what it is. In 8th place, we have this little creepy guy, mostly because I love what the purple did. I tried to recreate it many times over and it didn't happen. That's the thing with inks, it looks different every time. In 7th place, we have the little creepy person that's kind of reminiscent of a clown. I like the idea of doing the spirals. I've actually done this quite a few times before. Let me show you. A lot in the Daily Doodle Diary, but also in here. Very creepy little circus kid. Look at it. The eyebrows, it's a little bit creepy. In 6th place, because look at it. This is one of the earlier ones that I tried to replicate again and failed. It's actually hot press paper. I don't know if that had an effect. The brown created green. The purple did that. It looks like alcohol, so I don't really know how we managed it. However, I kind of think adding the face was the wrong move. Maybe we should have just left it as pretty. Defeats the point of the entire day, but yeah, it doesn't really add anything. In 5th place, we have this creepy guy. I like it. You can tell it is reminiscent of like a ghost. It's very, very white. We were able to keep the highlights by this point. However, the book was slightly that way, can you tell? And it's like it's been sucked away. Oh, it's like a Dementor. That's kind of what it's like, actually. Oh, maybe that goes up a bit then. Number 4 is this little creepy guy. I love the little touches of pink and green inside. It's creepy. Number 3 is the creepiest of the lot. I think we succeeded with this one. This is horror. This is 100% horror. Number 2, which also was not what I was going for in the slightest. This is Buddy's favorite. The way that everything moved, I don't know how that happened. And I tried to recreate it and I couldn't. Literally, I could paint this painting another 100 times and never end up with this again. And it is creepy. So in my number 1 place, I've put this one. And I love it because it reminds me of a pumpkin. The little mouth and the orange, the eyes and the nose. I really like this one. But we got some pretty markings there. It's a shame that there was a little gap where no water was. I think that ruins the piece. But also at this point, I don't think we can cover it up. Okay, that's all 17 pieces. And you saw the numbers. Let me know down below if you would rank them differently. If there are any that stood out. Really, art is subjective and there's no right answer. I mean, I literally put a pumpkin as number 1 when we're supposed to be creating a little creepy face in the void. This is all the paper we have. I think we got a good selection of colours here. Obviously, we need a lot of red, but some purple, some blue, some greens. I don't have a sketch. I don't know what it's going to look like. So we should go get some paper. A cutting board, of course. Think it's in here? Yep. Oh, do you think the paper will be not opaque? Oh, no, it's fine. I'm going to work on this. Grab a cutting knife as well. And I think it's going to go in this sketchbook, but on that side. Try and cover up some of this bleed through. I don't really like to leave it. I do like to use every single page, but obviously you're kind of limited in what you can do there. And because it's mermaid, I don't really want it to go on the other side. So we're working on this paper and we need to cut it to that size. Get the trimmer. About 8 inches. Yeah, by 8 inches. Yeah, that'll do. It is a square. And I will keep those for packaging. Oh, and if you want to see decorating the cover and every single piece from Mermaid, I will leave the playlist down below. It's the very first episode. There's a good little binge watch. Actually, the second Mermaid, this one. There's also Peachtober and Inktober. There's a lot of playlists to binge watch. Okay, so we're going on the paper. Ooh, I know what we want. Okay, it's not quite what I was after, but I think this will work. Okay, it looks something like this. But of course, the dagger is going to be bigger. I'm kind of picturing the handle on this side. I don't know why. So it needs to be small. I need to fit it in. That's one thing I always do. I always go far too big and we cannot do that because this is going to be a sticker. I mean, it could be a print too. Okay, it's not the prettiest thing really, is it? Okay, let's go slightly smaller so we don't go out. I'm thinking, ooh, maybe this big? Right. Well, we'll go slightly bigger. I just can't get the pencil on the outside because I doubt this will rub off. Okay, there's a lot of daggers. I think we're just going to do a basic one. We could do it slightly curved actually, just to add a bit of flow. Say that it was like that maybe. Need to make sure that it will all fit. That is the big thing. And so it's all the way in there. And then this side is kind of like that. Then we've got one going up, we've got the one going round. I don't think we really need the extra parts there. And then this one is up here really. I like that. Okay, maybe it should be a bit longer. Okay, now we have to think about it being a sticker. All of the stickers in my small business are hand cut, so it's going to be out here, round, probably curve it there. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. Because also, to be fair, even if you were cutting it with a machine, you don't want to have any tiny little pieces because then it might rip. So we do want to keep it nice and round. Maybe we'll end up a little bit bigger. I think the heart should just be a bit wider. Yeah, we'll try and keep the top section here really quite round, just so when it gets cut it will be round there. And that definitely joins up, doesn't it? Okay, this is the sketch. Where should we begin? Oh, I think that's the back actually. Yeah, I covered up the brighter sides. Oh, that is lovely. Maybe like a light pink to go here. I suppose if we sort them first, that might be the best idea. We got some reds. I think this lovely turquoise shade is actually going to be the handle. We'll pop all the blues with that as well. This is like the shadow colours. Oh, we've got yellow. Okay, we don't have that many red. We got those. Maybe we'll start with this purple tone. It's quite subtle. Maybe just cut out the entire shape actually, or certainly a big chunk of it. So around like that. Okay. I'll try my best. Okay, I've ripped it a little bit. Where are we? Over there. So we still want to go down actually. Yeah, why is it tearing? That's me. I just know that's user error. Okay, so kind of like that as a beginning part, but obviously we'll redo the ad. Okay, yeah, that's somewhere to start. I think starting is the most important part, and then we'll work from there. I don't want to get overwhelmed. Ah, we actually read a heart. Okay, here's the thing. If you look at an empty piece like this for too long, you're just gonna talk yourself out of it. You're gonna get overwhelmed. That's certainly what I do. So I think the easiest part is to just get something down. Just force yourself to get that first part down, get started, cover the space, and you can always layer and build up later. There we go, we have something down. That's the hard part done. Now we can work in smaller sections. Okay, let's get going. Build up those layers. I got a cup of tea. I hope you have too. I'm excited.
I can be stubborn, thinking I'm right. I can be late, cause I'm taking my time. I can be driven, ambitious, your best friend, love of your life. I can be selfish, trying to be kinder, always forgetting, needing reminders. But I'll always be there when you need me. Cause I know that two things can't be true. Cause I get so confident yet confused. So I'll let go to live in between who I am and who I wanna be. Maybe I'm incomplete.
This needs to look more like a heart.
And a messed up masterpiece. Know everything and nothing. A childish 20-something with my pros and my cons, my mistakes and my flaws. Don't have it figured out yet. I'm a work of art and a work in progress. I'm indecisive, I don't know why. My good intentions fail me sometimes, but I don't get angry, you can't faze me. We can talk it out, no we don't need to fight. I can get anxious, but I won't cry. You never know, cause I keep it inside. So I show up strong, maybe to a fault. Cause I know that two things can't be true. Cause I go from bossa to blues. So I'll grow to love in between who I am and who
Here's the thing, okay? I love collage. When you have the paper and glue and scissors, you almost go into like a childlike state. A different way of creating. Get in the swing of things and hours go by and you don't even realize it. Unfortunately, I think the biggest thing that holds me back every single time is that it does take so long and makes a huge mess. The entire desk is covered with paper, and this isn't even scraps, these are dedicated sheets, but it's still messy. It's an art supply you really need to plan in. It's a day. And whilst this is looking like a really cool piece, it looks exactly like I had in mind for the sticker. I feel like we should use some of these scraps and try and make a little bit of an edge. Still have that black peeking through, but I'm now wondering if this could perhaps become a print?
and who I wanna be. Oh, maybe I'm incomplete and a messed up masterpiece. Know everything.
You're not gonna believe what I want to draw today. Okay, so originally I wanted to do a portrait in gouache. A bit like this, with the head tilted. And then that made me think, I wanted to look like my art style. So what's like my art style? Well, the colours in kind of cute style, it's a bit like a doll. We're making a creepy doll in gouache. Could look good. I think I've been a little bit too precious over my Arches paper. Like, there's a lot of sheets left in this block, but I think it's gone a bit weird. Maybe it's like the sizing or something. When I paint with watercolor, there's like little white patches. So need to stop being so precious and just use it up. I think it'll be fine for gouache. A couple of colors are quite low. This is the palette that cracked and went everywhere. So if we need any extra colors, we're just gonna grab some from here. Is it fresh? I've literally had to type in creepy doll. I think it's kind of like this, like a porcelain doll is what I'm imagining. Oh, maybe that one? So pale with dark eyes. So the head. Oh, it's transferred a little bit from there. Must have still been wet. So the head is upside down and we want fancy clothing, kind of Victorian, very black background. So I guess, oh, although the hair's there, maybe we want to move it along a little bit because we want the neck to be pretty central. We'll add the neck first. Here's the neck. Oh, that needs to be bigger. I was kind of picturing like a bow tie. I guess it's gonna have to be accurate to the time. So I guess if the neck is there, we kind of want the ear to be, it's not possible what they're doing anyway. I think it'd have to be bigger though, right? Like maybe that big. The eyes will be about here and then the actual hair, so the ears will have to exist. And then the hair is gonna fall like that. Hey, we got it. All right, let's add the face. I think quite sharp features will actually help. More narrow face. Small lips, aren't they? Big button nose. It's gonna have to be big eyes, but they usually have quite big eyelids, I think, don't they, the dolls? We'll just add the eyes in place. Oh, like really big with the eyelids. Okay, we'll bring the lips out a little bit more to match. Should it be rounder? Narrow is creepier, but if we want it to look like a child, then it's gonna have to be round. Oh no, that's creepy actually. That's creepy in a very different way. Maybe we should actually shrink it a little bit more. I guess we need the hair to also be from behind as well, don't we? Because it would really be about there that the hair would begin. Oh, it's not like that, is it? It's kind of like this. It's a different kind of bow. It goes on top and then lace. Just grab this Faber-Castell pencil. I'm going to go over the lines. Oh, these eyes are huge. I think it'll work though. Okay, let's try and get this central. It's okay, this is gouache, so we can still alter it a little bit. And I'll pop the chin in. Technically, the neck should actually be here, shouldn't it? The lace. Okay, let's try and rub out what's underneath. Got the spray bottle. I think we're going to go for like a pink, purple, blue color palette. And this is our creepy little sketch. Honestly, I'm actually really excited. It's gonna be fun. You might be looking at this and wondering how on earth we're going to piece it together, considering the base is bright pink. And that is the hardest part with gouache, trusting the process.
How much do you care about the novelty of your stationery?
Why don't we pop on a little bit of Chloe Rose art to keep us company? So my thinking right now is that we haven't really toned the page, so why don't we create a super bright base? Do you see that? I think the sizing has gone a little bit strange in this Archer's pad, and unfortunately it's not the first one. For the longest time I've been precious over these sketchbooks, but unfortunately I do think one of them actually arrived like that. It's when I do washes of watercolour, these little white dots appear. I have heard that submerging the paper in water can help with the sizing, mix everything up again, but unfortunately these are blocks. So I might try like flooding the page and see if that does anything. Moves the surface about a little bit and helps with that, but I am disappointed. I know it can happen with watercolour paper, but I guess I didn't think it'd be so prevalent with Archers. Have you ever noticed this? I've got to say I haven't really noticed it in any other papers I have. It is just the Archers pad, so we're using gouache and popping on breakfast at Tiffany's. We're gonna be here a while because somehow we need to make this skin light. highlights. And we're using dry gouache, so that's gonna take a lot of layers. It's not really opaque at the best of times, but it has this soft, almost watercolor look, which I really like. And the piece we're creating, I would like it to look like a doll. Very round and uncanny, and more like a doll than a human. That's what we're going for. Hoping that some of those colors were gonna show through, but nope, that is black. They have gone. And hey, if you're enjoying this video, why don't you go and give it a like, subscribe, hype, all of that good stuff. There's 2 new videos every week, and I really like making videos, okay? It's amazing that you're enjoying them too. And every week we can come together like this. Oh, we really have the best community. There's you guys. There's you. Thank you. Is this creepy? Unsettling? That's the goal. Okay, Buddy hates this. Like, he likes it, but he hates it. So I think we did it. Like, this is creepy for sure, isn't it? I just wish I'd made them a little bit smaller and got all of that hair in. Unfortunately, I do that a lot. This is a problem I have. I always go too big. All that's left to do is pop the other pieces in the scanner, open them up, edit them, print, cut, all of that good stuff. And here they are as stickers. A creepy little horror bundle of stickers, and then 4 as 6x4 prints. We also have the little creepy doll as a sticker, and of course the heart dagger as a print and sticker, because the small business has finally reopened, hopefully with a new and better site. Art you've already seen, and other pieces you're going to see this Sunday and next Thursday, with a whole collage themed video coming up. You don't want to miss it. Have a fantastic day, and I will meet you back here on Sunday with a new video. Bye bye.